2022 was pretty rough, not just for the investors but for the average people as well, as in terms of investing, the markets have been going down the whole year and a lot of people lost so much money, and in terms of the average 9 to 5 people who don't invest and they are not even interested in investing, 2022 was not so easy for them either, because the price of everything is constantly going up due to the inflation, and some people are even having a hard time paying their bills at this point. And so, considering that the Fed officially said that they will keep raising interest rates throughout 2023 until they bring the inflation down, the likelihood of going into recession is relatively high. Now, I know that the thought of a recession might be intimidating, but if you are an investor, recessions can actually present some unique opportunities, and to be completely honest, if we get into one, this could really be once in a lifetime opportunity for you to escape the rat race forever. But as much as the upside potential is, the downfall is also on the cards and it can be devastating. That's why you have to be perfectly aware of what is coming if we get into a recession in 2023, and more importantly, how to face it so you can actually use it as an opportunity rather than being some bad period of your life that you just wanted to finish as quickly as possible. But what do I mean by that? Well, during a recession, the price of assets such as stocks and real estate tend to fall, and they fall badly. And we know that usually when the stock market is going down, crypto goes down as well. Now, it's worth mentioning that crypto has never experienced a recession before, and we have no historical data, so we can have a decent idea of what we can expect in terms of price action, but the chances not to continue going down, in my opinion, are close to zero. So I think the more reasonable question here is how bad things can go for crypto, and in my humble opinion, they can go pretty bad. And if you are not out of the market yet, you are actually exposed to a big downside potential. I can easily see Bitcoin dropping another 40% from this point, reaching around 10k, and the main reason for that is, so far, Bitcoin dropped around 77% measured from its all-time high. If I check the stock market and go to the S&P 500 chart, we can see that S&P 500 dropped around 27%, but this is not some tiny bear market that we experience every few years that is gonna last for a year, and we will put on our bull hats after that again and ride the wave. The economy is pretty bad, inflation is still high, the Fed doesn't plan to stop raising interest rates anytime soon, and the situation looks more like the dot-com bubble in the early 2000s or the financial crisis in 2008. And when we measure from the top to the bottom of these bear markets, we can see that during the financial crisis, the stock market dropped 58% or so, and during the dot-com bubble, like 50%. So if we go back to the current bear market and realize that we dropped only 27% so far, but Bitcoin is down 77% from its all-time high, we can actually guess what would happen to the crypto market if we see another 20% or so pull back on the stocks. That would be a disaster. So 10k Bitcoin is not some unrealistic price point whatsoever. And can you imagine what will happen to the altcoins? Most of them are already down 90% and they keep putting lower lows while Bitcoin is going sideways for more than a month. But yet, there are still people thinking they are smart, saying buy the dip while it keeps dipping. While this might be a good strategy during a bull market and make a lot of money with it, you can easily get wiped out buying every dip during a bear market, because thinking that 90% pullback is a great buy can be somewhat irrelevant simply because it can easily drop another 90% from where you bought and pretty much lose all your money. And if you want to be successful in life and be a successful investor, rule number one during a bear market is to avoid the markets and try not to lose money. Don't try to outsmart everyone, call the bottom, do some degen trading and all that to make money while everyone else is losing and etc. Just so you can deploy more capital at the bottom and have a bigger long-term position. Even though this might be a great idea when we experience big sell-off events and just buy the dip and sell for a short-term profit, if you don't know what you're doing, you should probably stay away from this as well. Like I said, your main goal during a bear market is simply not to lose money. If you manage to do just that, you are basically doing better than most of the investors out there. Investing should be simple. The greed is what makes it complicated. If you want to become a millionaire within a year and you only have a few $1,000s in your bank account, that's how you actually end up losing everything. You just want everything to happen too fast. You don't want to wait. If you want to see success in anything in life, you have to be patient. Nothing happens overnight, and if something does, it's not gonna last for long. So your main focus should be on the long-term game. Now is the time to work as hard as you can and save as much as possible. If you want to do well in life, you must identify when you can afford to spend money on things just to enjoy yourself, and when you have to save every penny in order to 10 or 50x your money in a few years. So it's important to remember that bear markets are a natural part of the economic cycle. They might be uncomfortable, but they are also inevitable. I like to say that bull markets can make you money, but bear markets can make you rich, and that's that's simply because of the opportunities you can get during a bear market. Now, why do I claim that this might be the biggest investing opportunity you might ever get? Well, that's simply because this doesn't look like a typical bear market. It looks much worse. It looks more like we are heading into a recession, which means the price of the assets will drop even lower than during the traditional bear markets. And that, ladies and gentlemen, could be the biggest discount on assets you could ever get. And to get prepared for that, all you need is to stack as much cash as possible. Now you might say, but why should I keep my money in cash when the inflation is high and my money will lose its value? Well, you better lose 7% over a year due to the inflation rather than losing 50 or 60% putting it into stocks or whatever. Even gold, for example, if we go back to 2008, we can see that it lost around 35% of its value measured from the top to bottom, and gold is considered a hedge against inflation. So the best option in my opinion is to sit on cash and just wait patiently. But while you wait, don't forget to keep an eye on the economic indicators so you stay informed about the state of the economy, and this way you can make better investing decisions. Also, it's important to keep a long-term perspective and not make rash decisions based on the short-term market fluctuations. And the most important thing in my opinion you should do during a bear market and the potential recession that we are heading to in 2023, apart from stocking as much cash on the sidelines as possible, is to use the time while the market is boring to really dive deep and research the space you are willing to invest in when the time comes. If that is crypto, go ahead and scroll through the pages of CoinMarketCap and try to identify the next Solana or the next Sandbox. There are so many scams out there that will simply not survive this bear market, but there are also a lot of good projects that didn't have the chance to shine yet, and there is so much potential to be unfolded. There are probably hundreds of projects that will easily do 50x in the next bull market and dozens that will make over 100x returns. Your job is to identify patterns with the previous projects that are successful and manage to do these kinds of returns, constantly staying up to date so you can see what could be the next big thing that will hit the space, like what we saw in the play-to-earn games, the metaverse and NFTs for the last bull run. And of course, you can never go wrong with something that solves the problem. The bigger the problem is, the more will be appreciated by the investors. When you find those projects, research their team, their roadmap, what they've done so far, what they plan to do in the future, and etc. One thing I can give you as an example is AI. I'm not sure if you noticed, but OpenAI, which includes ChatGPT and DALL-E, gets more and more popular, and I won't be surprised if we see some crypto projects in the near future related to AI. That can be something huge, and I'm planning to do a video about OpenAI and ChatGPT to dive deeper, so stay tuned for that. But apart from that, I'm planning to make more in-depth videos about different crypto projects, so I will basically do the heavy lifting for you guys, and you can just decide for yourself how good or bad a potential investment in a certain project could be. So expect from me to keep providing updates on the market, talk about OpenAI and ChatGPT, in-depth videos about different altcoins, and of course various different ways you can make money online. So if this is something you're interested in, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any uploads in the future. Apart from that, you can click on the video that popped up on the screen and find out more about the crypto bottom. And with that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you there.